Everybody, we have our next speaker coming up. I know people are finding their way back in, so if you see people, bring them back in. But we have Ben McCloskey from Lokotech here. Please welcome him to the stage.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming into this beautiful conference hall. All right, my name is Ben McCloskey, as you introduced me. I'm here with Lokotech, and we're the new kid on the block. Lokotech is a new hardware manufacturer for the blockchain mining industry. Our first ASIC design coming to market is for the Scrypt algo, and a little bit about over a year and a half ago, we raised $13.5 million to bring breakthrough simulations to market, and we're about to show it. But before I jump into it, let me tell you about a little bit where we come from. We come from a small country in Scandinavia called Norway. Norway has an amazing government. I mean, they've built up a $1.2 trillion trust fund for 5 million people, and we're top 10 in a lot of things. A lot of these include transparency, happiness, standard of living, equality, parental leave, trust, prosperity, welfare, health, and accountability. In 2022, we were voted the best country to live in. And it's absolutely a beautiful country, and we like to do a lot of activities outside, including hiking and skiing. And going into that, with a great government comes great governmental incentives, one of them being SkatteFUNN. So we applied to SkatteFUNN, they looked over our materials and approved our project. And what this allows us to do is recoup 19% back on all R&D expenses associated with our ASIC. And this typically lasts for a 5-year period. This is huge because it buffers our wallet, because in the silicone industry, if any of you have ever been in it, it ain't cheap, it's expensive. So we're quite thankful for them approving our project. However, we're not just a hardware company, we're a software company as well. As you can see, we're making our own mining pool, we have a smart PSU that's going to be coming to market, and then our Litecoin, or Scrypt ASIC that everybody wants to learn the most about. So let me start out with the most exciting thing. Our mining pool. It's literally called Scrypt Pool. We're in closed beta right now to test core functionality. And the core functionality that we're testing before we go to open beta is private prioritized transactions, merge mining, and our reward system. It's containerized. A containerized approach simplifies the introduction of future functionalities. It eases the development for like creating new pools for different algorithms, and better yet, we can easily onboard new proof-of-work projects to make them mineable. It's scalable. A layer adaptation simplifies scaling if traffic becomes too heavy, and a layered solution also allows the software to easily scale. And it's secure. A layered solution reduces the vulnerabilities of DDoS attacks and other security breaches. Bear with me if you guys aren't tech savvy. So we're also bringing to market a smart PSU. Some of the smart functions include power management or measurement. This not only measures the power that the ASIC miner is consuming, it also measures the power that the PSU is consuming as well, along with historic VNA for balancing. It's fully diagnostic for data, remote control, and analytics. Has a moisture sensor with fan control to protect your PSU from operating in harsh, humid environments and from those unexpected power outages. So when you go to turn your setup back on, it'll recognize if there's any moisture in the PSU, turn the fan on, typically for a 5-minute period, dry it out, and get you back mining safely. Then we have an integrated 2-port lane switch. This allows for daisy chaining, easy use, and a cleaner setup at scale, when deploying at scale. And then lastly, we've got a local override function that allows for the PSU to go back down to the default PSU if there's anything that's wrong with the PCBA and or software on our side, because we don't want to stop you from hashing. Downtime's expensive. And then lastly, it works with both small and large PSUs. This helps us adapt to the future needs of the industry, and a lot's changed over the last few years, especially. I mean, they went from a small brick to a big brick now. However, that is just a small picture of what you can see here. It's not just a PSU, it's a smart PSU. So what we actually want to do with it is bigger in scale. How many of you guys know, raise your hand, about grid balancing? Great. Well, for the people that don't know about grid balancing, simply put, you're literally adjusting your power usage in concert with the grid's needs and benefiting from it. So I'm not saying when we sell 10 of these, 100 of these, 1,000 of these. I'm saying when we deploy hundreds of thousands, if not millions of these to the market for miners. And then people are, like, we want to set up a platform to where people can locally enroll in these programs and benefit when the grid is stressed. So the power company can call upon you if you're a large and or small miner, turn off your ASIC miner, but you get a benefit from it as well. So we really would like to decentralize grid balancing. Next up, what everybody wants to learn about is our Scrypt ASIC. Lokotech's S1 Scrypt ASIC has a power efficiency of 0.067 joules per megahash on the 12 nanometer node. Each individual ASIC will have approximately 15.6 megahash and consuming as little as 1.04 watts. However, despite these efficiency gains that we are able to create, we have the industry-first smart ASIC, and this allows for gradual degradation. Anybody know about gradual degradation here? Well, what gradual degradation does, how we do it, we have a microcontroller on each individual ASIC. The microcontroller runs full diagnostic 24/7 in the background. And what it does, if you have a tile go down on the ASIC level, it turns it off. If you have a raceway go down in the ASIC, it turns off a quarter of the chip. If you have a full system failure at the ASIC level, it turns it off, routes the power to the next ASIC. This is huge for both small and large miners because you have no waste power. You're not playing the daisy chain lottery anymore. You don't have the red cross on the X on the first ASIC or the red cross on the last ASIC because, simply put, if your ASIC is not hashing, it is not consuming power. And we'll be offering this on 4 different platforms. The first one I'll talk more about, and that's our hash blade. Next up, we'll be making miners, both large and small. And last but not least, we'll be delivering, once we get the yields up at the foundries, we'll be delivering individually packaged ASICs and wafers to third parties because we want people to create and innovate. We envision large facilities, say they buy wafers and or the ASICs. They can create their own system design for the facility that they have. Or you have the small guy, the tinkerer, the at-home miner. He finds new use cases and potentially can start a new business from it. And we're excited to see where that leads. As for the competition, you can see Lokotech beats the nearest competitor by 437% at the commercial level on a larger node, which is extremely important in the silicon industry. This means that you can run more miners using the same power capacity that you have installed today. If you look up at the chart, you can simply see that. If we match our competitor on the hash rate, you got a 606 watt machine. If you match them on power consumption, you almost got a 50 gigahash machine. You're doing more with less, and that's what we want to instill in the industry. So here it is, Lokotech's hash blade. It's going to have 128 ASICs, and the hash rate will be roughly around 2 gigahash per hash blade. We'll be delivering this both to B2C and B2B. For B2B, we envision somebody buying it, slapping it in their home PC right underneath their GPU and their extra PCIe slot, and now they're hashing away while still being able to use their computer because we're not bogging down the GPU or the CPU. For B2B, we lucked out. Ethereum went to proof of stake. There's tons of existing infrastructure out there. You have a lot of GPU rigs that are most likely not profitable, and if large facilities have not made the transition to HPC, they can easily sell out their GPUs, buy our hash blades, slap them in, download some software and a driver, and start mining Scrypt. In addition to this, we implemented from a straightforward, simplified system design, we're able to reduce the BOM by a significant amount, which reduces our supply chain risks. And a lot of this cost savings we're able to implement and give to the end user, which decreases your payback period and allows you to become a more profitable miner sooner. In addition, the shipping weight and volume isn't as big as shipping a brick. And we're able to do that by using existing infrastructure that you already have. For an ESG comparison, I just want you guys to visualize how efficient our ASIC is, being able to do more with less. The Scrypt industry, we won't be able to do this, but Bitcoin's already done a great job with being able to be the base load for power stations. And also, being able to reduce, and this is something we can do, we already reduce the payback period for new renewable projects and help out grid balancing as well. But again, I can't stress this enough. Lokotech maximizes the power capacity that you have installed today. So the ASIC industry is a winner-takes-all market. So it is a must to decentralize the ownership of Lokotech Scrypt ASIC, because with great efficiency comes great responsibility. We don't have to look far to see the problems that this industry already has. Look at our big brother, Bitcoin. I mean, the hash rate is exploding. You can argue with me all day, it's becoming more secure, but nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room. It's becoming more centralized. The small guy can't benefit anymore. If I go out and buy, next-gen miner, by the time I get it at home and install it on a retail pricing of power, I'm not going to be profitable because I'm fighting another 10,000 miners that, came online. And we don't want this to happen, because if the small guy, you can't have a truly decentralized network if the small guy doesn't benefit. And we want to change that. And there's two ways that we're doing this. The first way we're doing this is we want to have a B2C market represent about 70 to 80% of our market. We want the B2B market to be 20 to 30% of our market. You'll never truly get away from B2B, because they're the ones that help us reach economy of scale that reduces costs for everybody. And also they help out a lot with the foundries, because we have a lot more negotiating power and being able to jump the line and get them chips out sooner. But saying with that, what we're also implementing, as we manufacture these units, off of each batch, we're taking a few hash blades for ourselves, not only to offer good quality control, but a great customer experience for returns and stuff. And we'll only be, self-mining a nominal amount of the hash rate, but this will allow us to stop. So once we double the hash rate as it is today, we're going to scale back the manufacturing, and we'll be able to benefit from the self-mining. So the little guy wins. So whether you're at the beginning of the product's life cycle or you buy a year and a half later and you're at the end of the product's life cycle, we want you to benefit. So here it is. Here's Lokotech's big picture. We envision the B2C market to be huge. We envision somebody buying it, setting it in their computer at home, putting it at their work computer, and now they got daily residual income coming in and day out. We want them to link that to their app or their card and start to utilize the cryptos that they earn. Whether it be buy a bus ticket, food, medicine, sporting event, concert, utilities, and set some back for hodling or saving for college. Do with what you want with it, but we want you to utilize it, because utilization creates mass adoption. Mass adoption creates more wallets, and more wallets that had a good user experience is a vote for crypto. And I don't know how much you guys know about that, but that is extremely important, especially over the next 3 to 5 years. In addition to this, mass adoption will create more wealth than a few people hodling would every day. So get out there and spend it and spread the wealth. So here's our sneak peek. If you guys want to see what millions of dollars get you, there's your image. That's what we're turning into global. Here you go, global. But we're currently running through DRC, which is expected to come to conclusion this next week. And then we're off for the races, hopefully, in November. And then 90 to 120 days later, we'll get the raw die back. We got 1 to 2 weeks of testing. And then we're going to be assembling our USB miners to showcase to the world. So we'll be showing to B2B. We'll convert those orders to sales. And then we'll be opening it up to B2C for pre-sales. And we're not going to take anybody's money until we actually show the silicon, because we are that confident that this thing's coming to market. In addition, I got a special announcement. Just as Charlie Lee had a fair launch of Litecoin, we're having a fair launch of our hardware. So you can go to Lokotech.no, fill out the form, and lock in your place in the line. Because I'm going to send out one email, and that one email is literally going to be pre-sales open, maybe a little pop at the end. But that way you guys can come and buy and be first in line, because we have the same amount of hash rate for B2B that we're going to be offering B2C, and that way you guys would be getting your hash blades just as at the same time as the big guys. So key takeaways from this. Lokotech is a new company out of a great country, Norway. We got a Scrypt pool that's coming to market built from the ground up. It's built for scaling on the new, more efficient ASICs that will be coming to market. We got a smart PSU that we're looking to decentralize grid balancing. And most important, we got a Scrypt ASIC that's going to be coming to market that's bringing efficiency that this industry has never seen on the Scrypt algo. However, I want you guys to take more away than this, especially where we come from. We come from a country that is accountable, it's transparent, it has laws and regulations, which Craig Wright just found out 2 days ago. He just lost his lawsuit, and good luck on the appeal process, bud. But we also want to offer superior customer service. Whether you're a small guy or a big guy, small girl, big girl. And then last but not least, if you're a miner, how many people are miners in here? Raise your hand. Perfect. We're not offering any coupons. As long as me and my co-founders are part of this company, you'll never see a coupon from us. So if you guys are just as excited as I am about what we're bringing to market, feel free to come over and talk to us at the booth. Whether you're an investor, whether you're a small miner, where you're just now getting into the industry, or better yet, if you're mid to big, because we already have pricing and a contract for review, because we're just now opening up B2B sales. Feel free to come over and talk to us. However, if you already came over to the booth, then you know what's happening next. It's a raffle drawing. If you came over to the booth, we'll be raffling away one of the prototype USB miners that will have our first silicone from the foundry on it. So Ola got the bag of luck over here. But we need one person who wants to draw. Hey, we got anybody want to draw for the winner? Bam, there you go. You didn't draw for put in a raffle card, did you? I did. This is getting shady here. What do we got? Oh, I hope it's not bad handwriting. Charles DeScribble. Charles, yahoo.com. Charles DeGregio. I don't know, I'll send him an email. Anybody know that? Is that Chuck? Oh, perfect. Oh, good. Well, just tell him that he won. All right, good. Well, that'll conclude my initial launch of the speech. I'm Ben McCloskey with Lokotech. Thank you for your time, and definitely have a great conference. I don't know, how much time do I got? Is there much time? Oh, all right. It wouldn't go.
Huh? You had like a minute left. You did good.